Hello, it's so good to see you again. Thank you for coming back. I have a question for you. What do you want to be when you grow up? Wait, but I'm already grown up. It's too late for me. Are you sure about that? I was thinking today about passion in our lives, regardless of where we are in our lives. And when we're little, we think about the future and what it is that we want to become when we grow up. I don't even know at what point is it that we grow up. I'm not sure. Does that mean a legal age of 18 or 21? Does it mean 25? Does it mean when we're married or when we buy a house or when we drive a car or when we just give up on our lives? Is that the point at which we're truly an adult? I'm not sure. When I was little, I wanted to be a flight attendant. Actually, they were called stewardesses back then, but I wanted to be a flight attendant. I just thought that it seemed liberating and fun and engaging. And may I offer you a hot towel today, sir? See, I'd be good at that. But it wasn't in the cards for me, and that's okay. But when I was little, I knew what it is that I wanted to do. Either that or be a nurse. And I'm very squeamish when it comes to blood or a splinter or an eyelash that's fallen out. So that's probably not the best direction or was not the right course for me. And that's good. You can be very thankful for that. But think about passion and think about where it is in your life. And is your life all you hoped it would be? And if it isn't, why isn't it? And, when you look back to what it is that you were inherently good at, are you musically inclined? Are you mechanical? Are you athletic? Are you kind? Are you creative? Are you any or all of those things? And if so, there's a good chance once upon a time you explored those things. And if you're not still in that pursuit today, I would venture to say one of two things happened. And you know what happens to most of us at some point in time? Either you were in heavy and direct pursuit of those things and you became proficient and eventually somewhat complacent because it became comfortable and familiar and less exciting and less challenging and less difficult. So you lost a little bit of that edge, right? Either that happened or there's a chance that you started down that path and were excited and were hopeful, but then you became discouraged because you saw others around you and they were better at that than you were, because there's always someone, isn't there always someone better? If you're an athlete, there's someone faster or someone taller or someone leaner. If you're in the fashion industry, there's always someone thinner or prettier or younger. If you are musically inclined and blessed enough to have that talent, then there's someone who has practiced more, is more steadfast, is more of a child prodigy than you are. And I would submit that there is still time to turn that ship around. And I was thinking about that in my own life. And the reason probably I ended up leaving my job, the last position, I was good at it. I was very good at it. And I always enjoyed what it is that we did. That never went away. But I lost my edge. Not my passion toward, the product and the service that we offered, but I lost that edge. I wasn't growing anymore. And, so often as we get older, we complain about the challenges. Oh, it's just too hard. It's just not worth the effort. Oh, it just wasn't meant to be. It wasn't in the cards. Maybe and maybe not. Maybe those challenges that present themselves in your life are placed there specifically so you can embrace them and consider them a gift, an opportunity to grow and an opportunity to connect in your life. And I think about people that I know that are very passionate about what they do, and they've never lost that. There's, I see you guys on Facebook. There's one in particular that comes to mind. There was a boy who was, well, he's a grown man now, he's in his 50s, but he was a boy in school, and he was 2 years ahead of me. He was the boy in school with the blue eyes. Well, I see this kid on Facebook, and while the rest of you are freezing back there in the snow and the ice and the cold, he's out there in the backyard reading the paper, or he's posting that he's going for a run in the snow, or he can't feel his legs because he's running in the snow. And I think there's a guy who gets it, who's passionate, who, I don't know if he has always been that way, because I didn't, really know him during my adult years. And we've just, kind of befriended again on Facebook through mutual friends and all this kind of thing. But I see that guy, and I think there's a guy who gets it. There is another friend who comes to mind from school. And this woman is always on Facebook. And whether she realizes it or not, what she is passionate about is encouraging other people. I mean, she's got it down. There's not a post that you can make by which she won't like your photo or comment on it or post something on your wall with you specifically in mind. For me, she'll post things about yoga or dog videos, because I like dogs doing cute things, and I like animals, and I like bears, and I like fitness, and and sunsets, and all of these childlike things. I guess I don't consider them frivolous or whimsical. They're part of my DNA. It's who I am, and she is very much in tune with that. And I hope whatever it is that she does vocationally, she does with the same passion and fervor as she does in her attention to detail in all of our lives. And I appreciate that. I have another friend who started playing the piano at 18 years old. He started at 18. Who does that? But he did. And he is in the music industry, but he still plays. I asked him last summer, he's back home, do you ever play anymore? Just for yourself. Do you enjoy it? Well, yeah, I get up every morning and I play. He plays every day. So he gets it. He gets it. And somewhere along the line, we let go, and we think, well, who has time for that anymore? I'm busy in my life. I've got my family to feed. I've got bills to pay. And I've just trying to get through the day. I'm just trying to get through this one day at a time. And while that's a great strategy and it's very pragmatic, and I'm sure that works on some level, I don't know how joyful that necessarily is if that's the case every day, where you're just trying to hunker down and suck it up and, make it to the close of business that day. I don't know. And I'm not judging it, but I'm just saying that, maybe there is something else. Maybe there's something more for you that's waiting. And, while you're going about paying for your groceries, doing your grocery list, or vacuuming, or changing the sheets, or working on homework, or thinking about that report that you've got to write for your boss who you can't stand anyway, and how on earth did you get in this position? You have no idea, but you're here, and it's a job. Well, I might as well do it. Yeah, you might as well do it passionately, or don't do it anymore. And that is kind of where I got in my own life. And you know what? Don't even say to me, well, that's easy for you to say because, you're married and you have a kid and you live in suburbia. And what do you know about it? What do you know about struggle? What do you know about the luxury of passion? Let me tell you something. I'm married now, but I didn't get married until I was almost 40 years old. I lived on my own for many years. And often it was a struggle, and I worked 1 or 2 or 3 jobs at a time to make ends meet. And so I get it. I do. But I hope, and I'd like to think that along the way, even though sometimes I would get complacent, but that ultimately I wasn't sucked into that vortex of ambivalence. Not entirely anyway. At least there was still a pinky hanging out, so I could still, like, pull myself out of the quicksand and re-engage and reconnect. And that's why I'm here with you, because this is something, being here with you is something I'm passionate about. And I don't know for how long, if it's forever, but I will tell you this: as long as we're spending this time together, and I'm writing the posts, and managing the SM platforms. And no, that's not what you think it is. It's social media platforms. But as long as all that's being worked, and the WordPress and the drudgery of the mechanics, whatever, I hope that it's still done and approached with passion. And I would just encourage you to just kind of reevaluate even these slight tweaks that we make in our lives. Just a slight shift in our approach, our perspective, our perception of the world around us, and our perception of our own lives. If we just make the tiniest little shift, a 1 degree change out on the sea, right? And we're the ship, we're sailing. Just a slight shift, and you're going to find that you're going in the right direction, and you're going to get there maybe not even quicker. Maybe that's not even the point. Maybe the point is just the process. They say, well, it's not the destination, it's the journey. And it sounds so cliche, but maybe it's a cliche because there's just an element of truth in that. So that is what I wanted to leave you with today. That, and, oh, please tell me this is working. Please, please, please tell me that I can bring you a song. Yeah, here we go. Are you ready? And then I got to get in the gym. And yeah, I'm going to change this because it's silk blouse and I don't want to sweat in that. All right, here we go. Please play. Please. If you say please, it usually works. Here it is. No! Don't be this way with me. You're going to like this. It's 2 cellos. Really? That's not it. There it is. Come on. Please tell me it was worth the wait. You're not going to get your song. I really wanted to play this for you. Oh well, that's the way it rolls sometimes. So what are you going to do? I'll see you next time. Thank you for coming, and have a wonderful day. And I'm sorry about the soundtrack, but it's 2 cellos we found love, and it is exquisite. Is it here? You get it on my phone instead of through the stereo. But it's worth it. Things always are, aren't they? Have a great day. Bye.